Another day, another story to queer the pitch for Mrs. May's trip to Washington. This time it's about the Trident missile that was in the process of being tested when apparently went off course and headed for Florida, which is one way to address the issue of hanging chads in the US election then getting underway. According to The Guardian, link below, the test occurred on the 20th of June. So, at random, 2, 8. I choose Democracy Now! To see what stories were making the news on that day. Link below. Thousands gather at Orlando vigil for 49 shooting victims. Senate to vote on 4 gun control measures with little hope of success. Ohio gun shop owner fatally shot during concealed carry class. Remington seeks to dismiss lawsuit over assault rifle used at Sandy Hook. Lawmaker calls for gun control as Charleston marks anniversary of gun church massacre. And so on. Lots of stuff about guns, but not much about nuclear missiles shortening the queues at SeaWorld. However, there is this snippet regarding the appearance of Thomas Mayer in court for the murder of MP Joe Cox. The Southern Poverty Law Centre said the shooter, Thomas Mayer, is a long-time supporter of neo-Nazi National Alliance and attended a 2000 meeting of the British white supremacists. Todd Blodgett, a paid FBI informant, helped arrange the meeting in London. One forgets that this was the issues the Democrats were going to run on before they got all paranoid about the Russians in an effort to conceal the story of the government land grabbing at the heart of the Clinton uranium sale. But back to Democracy Now! Mass protests against US bases in Japan, humanitarian crisis in Fallujah, blah blah, drones, blah blah, Black Lives Matter, blah blah. 6 dead in Mexico at teachers' protest rally. Julian Assange celebrates 5 years inside the Ecuadorian embassy. Okay. Just a quick check. What day was Andrei Timoshenkov killed? Link below. No, it was on the 19th. At which point I find myself wondering if this could be something to do with hacking. After all, in November 2015, ex-Labour Defence Minister Lord Brown was warning that Trident could be hacked and that ministers had a duty to guarantee cyber. Link below. Cyber is always a cause for concern. And as the last British test, these things cost £17 million a pop, was in 2012, and as we know, Windows 10 has been released since then, and the iPhone has been appearing almost as fast as now that's what I call music albums. So if they have updated the systems, that could have caused the problems. By the way, I noticed the chap running GCHQ resigned today. Link below. This site has some useful information on these matters. Link below. With regard to codes and keys and whether or not the system is independent, i.e. could Britain choose to fire these missiles at the United States in order to stop Soros, Obama and Gates meddling in the Brexit vote? Or to save the world from Trump? Or just to promote the inevitable remake of Hunt for Red October, in which a British naval captain seeks to defect from the tyranny of post-Brexit Rutland. This is perhaps embarrassing for Mrs. May as she prepares to go to Washington, and will no doubt spoil her plans to tell President Trump to cut out the sexist potty talk, a speech she has been practicing for weeks. There is apparently a row between the Defence Select Committee and David Cameron's office, linked below, and the Defence Minister, Michael Fallon, has seemingly refused to appear before the Defence Select Committee, linked below, and given the naval nature of this story, it's only fair to dredge up the sinking of HMS Victoria, linked below. At issue is the question of who knew what when, and perhaps why it is coming out now. The last point is pretty obvious. David Cameron is angling to get the NATO job, linked below. Theresa May is going to Washington, hopefully without a pink hat. How dare you, I hear you cry. This is a serious international something or another. Well, yeah, it is. It is such a serious international something or another that no one thought to mention it for the best part of 7 months. A time period that included a decision to buy more of these missiles and submarines, linked below, which, if you think about it, might actually explain why the missile misfired.